Hello everyone, how's it going? Now before we get into this review, let's just have a bit of reflection on how the great Chair Summer has been in our lives. Like, great Chair Summer, we are sorry to see you go, but at least we got to see the beastness that is Aizen. Even though for a short bit in this chapter, Aizen is back and the best entrance ever. He's just like, welcome to my soul society. Like, I'm just like, Aizen, man, is such an awesome guy. I'm so happy that the beast is finally back. This is what I've been wanting to see. Aizen versus Yhwach, but two titans going at it. The Almighty versus the Keikaku. This is going to be hype. I cannot wait. Now, Aizen, I just want to see more of him, to be honest. Like, this chapter really did get me hyped. Now, I know there's a lot of people have a lot of bad thoughts about it. And I know there's the whole like rumors and I wouldn't say rumour, but like there's the whole news about Bleach ending. Now it's been confirmed to less than 10 weeks again by a former Shonen Jump editor, so you can say that that's the confirmation. But then again, why haven't we got something from like the proper magazine? Why haven't they published something? Like when Naruto was ending, Flip, the whole world knew. Now you can say you can argue that for many of reasons with, you know, the relationship between Kubo and his editors, or you can just say maybe this is how they're planning to end Bleach. Now my thoughts on it, part of me still thinks it's not ending in 10 weeks. I do feel like it's more possible now. I knew without a doubt that it could have ended in 5 chapters. This is what happens though, when people get news, they'll just go straight to the camera and they'll be all over YouTube saying, oh yeah, Bleach is ending in 5 chapters. And then they just get demolished by the news which happens in another week saying, actually, sorry guys, it's not ending in 5. So, that's why I like to sit back and relax, you know, take it easy. Because I knew it wasn't going to end in 5 chapters. Without a shadow of a doubt, I knew it wasn't. So 10 weeks, that's around 10 chapters. I don't know if that's counting already the chapters published. Hopefully not, because it was from a podcast. I'll put the article down below. 10 weeks seems more plausible. Even so, it may still be a bit rushed. But this is my feeling. And this is my feeling about this chapter as well. With everyone thinking, oh, the Uru with the silver arrowhead, maybe that's a little bit of an arsepoil, but it seems too rushed. For me, I have to see it from two viewpoints. From a reviewing viewpoint and from a freaking Bleach fanboy. Because the Bleach fanboy will always trump. No matter how bad this series ends, I will forever love it. The ending, even if it was terrible, it probably wouldn't affect my overall opinion of this series. I'm not gonna lie. And I know there's some of you guys who feel the same way, and some of you guys don't, and that's okay. But either way, from this chapter, I don't think it's an arsepool. It was shown in chapter 600 and I can't even remember the number. I'm just trying to think when it was before. It was the chapter when Ichigo and Yhwach, when Ichigo and Uryu, they saw each other back in the Soul King Palace again. This was when Hashirot was about to throw Uryu out, and then they bumped into each other. That was the chapter when we saw the flashback of Uryu as a child seeing his dad cut up the wife's corpse. So it was foreshadowed. So I don't see how that could be rushed. I feel like people may be complaining about it because the fact is that the whole purpose of Ryuk and freaking Ishin coming into his arc was just to deliver an arrowhead. That seems a little bit annoying to me, in my opinion. It seems like Kubo didn't think through it, but I'm not one to think like that. Maybe some people do think like that. I feel like it's been like that from the start of Bleach. It was never always focusing on. It was never always focusing on, like, you know, the dads and all that kind of stuff. They've always been aside. And I'm not really surprised, even in the last arc, that Kubo hasn't really delved into much, because it kind of seems like through his way of planning the story, maybe he didn't have much input for them. We did see them in a flashback, but it kind of seemed like they weren't going to be have a major pivotal role in this series to defeat the final villain. I never saw Ryukin or Ishin actually doing something like that. So I'm not personally annoyed at them actually not doing something. I'm a little bit bummed out because I would have wanted to see such greatness of, you know, Ryukin coming in with Vol standing, you know, freaking Ishin coming in Bunkai. Like, that would have been awesome. Now, I'm not ruling it out. It could happen. We don't know what's going to happen next. Who knows? So we have to wait and see. Now, Renji and Ichigo. This is pretty much the chapter. Ichigo and Renji, I'm actually happy about that one thing. Finally, this is the fastest time Ichigo has travelled from one place. How long did it take him to travel from the Soul King Palace back to the Soul Society, it was from what? He left around chapter 550 or like 540 something, and he freaking arrived 581. Or was it 579? Something like that. It took him like 45 chapters. Now, for him to arrive from the Soul King Palace to the Soul Society in a chapter, I am happy. My boy Ichigo, well done. Now, all joking aside, I know some people are kind of annoyed about Ichigo's Sunpakto breaking, but I want to get to that in a second. Now, I really did love the little touches that Kubo was doing in these chapters. It really does show you he pays attention to his characters as well. For example, when you're seeing them run and they're creating the Reishi path, it's all jagged about. And it's kind of funny because Ichigo's always been like that. He's not always been the best of controlling his overwhelming Reiatsu. So I really like to see that. And it was hilarious to see Renji do the same. Like, even Renji couldn't stabilize it, and I'm not really surprised because the man can't even use Kido properly. Now, I'm a little bit curious as well. Renji's Sunpakto was broken, yet it's back again. Now, I don't think that's an arseable because if I may be incorrect, but I do believe that if your Shikai is broken, that's fine. It's the Bunkai. If the Bunkai is broken, then we've got trouble. So if he broke his Shikai, so I do think it's fine. I do think it's fine. I'll have to go and research it further and check the wiki. But I do think if the Shikai is broken, it's okay. It can come back again. It's the Bunkai. That's where we got some trouble. Now I really do like it. Renji's going to be at the forefront of the final battle. I'm wondering why Ryukyu isn't, but it kind of seems like Kubo's been planning this. You can kind of tell how Kubo's positions throughout this whole arc. He's been doing these little things where some people are getting more spotlight, some people are going to be at the final end and some aren't. For example, we've seen a bit more of Orihime in this arc, a little bit less of Ryukyu, even though we did see a Bunkai. I didn't really see Ryukyu being one of the characters to be right at the final last battle against Yhwach. Renji, yeah. Now in this chapter again, we do not see the Fullbringers. Now this gets me a little bit worried because I'm wondering, was the sole purpose of, Tsukishima and Ginjo to come back just to fix Ichigo's sword? And he said it himself in the chapter. He said, like, I'm not helping you, so I can understand that. I didn't really see it happening. So basically, what you've been hearing me talk about throughout this review is what a lot of people might be annoyed about. And you need to understand the fact is that it probably wasn't going to happen anyway. Let's say, even if it wasn't rushed, I could not see Kubo having Tsukishima come up against Yhwach. I've been with Bleach for some time. I kind of know, and I'm pretty good at predictions of the way Kubo writes his story, and I can just tell by his story, the way he crafts it in his storytelling, some things that aren't going to happen, and I didn't really see Ginjo or Tsukishima actually making a role. The one thing, which is, I know I'm going off on a tangent, apologies about that, but the one thing where I really wanted it to happen, I'm really bummed out that it hasn't, and that's the Visors. But that's just for another video in a whole. So, at the end of this chapter, we do see Ichigo's Sunpakto again, bro. His Bunkai getting shattered again. Now, it's not broken. And I'm only saying this because of what Yhwach says. I may be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'll take it on the chin. It is what it is. Now, Yhwach, you see he just like wants to be shattered again, and Ichigo's just looking right in it. He's not even looking at his sword. He's just like thinking this can't be happening again. So you see that whole full screen page just for dedicated to Ichigo, and his sword just like shattered. Well, not even shattered. It's just got cracks across it. Now, Yhwach said I had planned to destroy it completely just now, but it looks like you've got more fortune. Or like it looks like you've got more fortune again. So that kind of implies that Yhwach tried to break his Bunkai again, but he couldn't. Now, this could be up to your thoughts, could be up to your opinions. Who do you think, like, if what stopped it, Yhwach from breaking it? Maybe it had something to do with Aizen. I do think that's the most logical thing. I feel like Aizen stopped it because Aizen's a smart guy. He's a proud guy, but an Aizen Ichigo team-up's gonna happen. And I do think it's gonna happen in the next couple of chapters, and I do think Aizen stopped Yhwach from breaking Ichigo's sword because he does need Ichigo's power, even though he may not admit it himself. So, in the next couple of chapters, I do think at first we'll see them. I really want to see Aizen and Yhwach without any interference. I want to see them going at it. Like, you see them in this chapter, but none of them was going up full strength. Like, pardon me, Aizen wasn't even like he was still sealed. even though he was off the chair, I do think he's still got a couple of seals on him. So Aizen wasn't even going at 100%. Neither was Yhwach. So I really can't wait to see them go all out. The two titans clash at it. It's gonna be awesome. Now with Uryu, seems like Uryu is gonna be the one to you know, deal the killing blow. Now I want to ask you guys a question. Whether it may be Uryu, whether it may be Aizen, what are your thoughts on Yhwach Bark not being killed by someone other than Ichigo? Like, let's say Uryu killed the killing blow. Would you be satisfied with that? Or if it was Aizen, would you be satisfied with that? I know a lot of people may not, because people feel like the main protagonist has to kill the final antagonist of the series. Now, I'm not really sure about my thoughts on that. I just thought of it right now, so I haven't really paid much thought to it. But tell me your thoughts, comment below if like on the possibility of Uryu actually killing Yhwach Bark and not Ichigo, because it does seem probable with what Kubo's been you know, been pushing Uryu into the front of this whole arc. So I do think Uryu probably will kill Yhwach Bark with that silver arrowhead, and I just like how the things tie together, to be honest. We see it on the flashback. This is what Ryuken has been doing all this time. Ryuken has had a plan. Ever since Kategori was killed, he's had in his mind, I'm gonna kill that man. And it kind of seems like maybe Yhwach hasn't, you know, foreseen this or something like that. There is the possibility that he may have not foreseen it, and maybe Aizen's doing something with his senses right now. Whenever Yhwach Bark's in this vicinity of Aizen, he gets a little bit, you know, he gets affected, because the last time his whole sense of time was just, you know, it was gone. It wasn't functioning properly. So Shinigami Sam, tell me your thoughts, comment below what you thought of this chapter. Tell me your thoughts on, you know, the ending, the news of Bleach ending, if it's ending in 10 weeks or do you think it's not. Tell me your thoughts about Aizen coming back. Tell me your thoughts about Chair Summer. Like, you know, I don't even talk about that sadness right now. Let me not talk about that sadness. So if you like anything that I had to say, drop a like in the, down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Tell me your thoughts, comment below. Let's continue the discussion. I'll see you next week for that greatness that is Bleach. Shinigami Sam, goodbye.